welcome back to Homeschooling Live with Lauren and Amanda. I can't do my wave if I lead us off like that. Okay. So we have another video for you, and most of our videos stem from conversations that we've had with each other asking, how are you handling this? What are you doing? Help me out here. Yeah. And so today we are going to talk to you. We've kind of narrowed it down to four, that's 8, 4 tips for homeschooling multiple ages. I have been, I guess, kind of, we're just shocked and surprised at how quickly the seasons are changing as the kids are aging, and we're having to, like, once we get a great homeschool routine going, we're in our rhythm, things are great, then a kid gets older and they get involved in something and it changes. Yeah. So we are constantly adjusting. So we range from 1st grade to in 9th.
My oldest is in 9th.
So we're counting credits and learning to read in both of our homeschools. So we kind of have shared a lot about it. So we're going to talk about the 4 tips that we have learned that is working for us to homeschool multiple ages. Yeah. And so our first tip number 1, is let some things go. I had a grand vision when we were first homeschooling, probably the first 5-6 years, of all the wonderful togetherness that we did, and it was so good, all the stuff we did together. But now I have kids leaving and doing sports, and they're going at certain times, and so we cannot do everything together that I want to do anymore. So this year, I would say, has probably been the most defining year for me in that I have learned that I have to let some things go that we cannot do as a group. And it was a growing pain, and it was a little hard for Mama to let go, but once I did, it was okay. It actually made our days go better. Everybody was happier, and it was smoother. So you don't get to do as much as a group as you want to if you're going to homeschool multiple ages. So you just have to let some of those things go, and I won't talk a lot about it because it's at the bottom, or it's kind of at the lower on our list of adding to it, but just some of the books we read aloud, or how long we do book basket, or what subjects we cover together. We just have to separate. So let some things go.
Yeah. And tip number 2 that we've talked about is decide staples for your group. So we do a lot of things as a group in our homeschool when you've got multiple ages. It's just what works best. I mean, that's definitely a tip in and of itself, like group things together. It will make you as a mom more sane and keep things. But you have to decide what your core things are going to be. For us, that's history and science and Bible and well, I can't say read alouds anymore. We split those up. Yep. But sometimes we'll do a read aloud together. But most of the time it's Bible, history, and science, and throwing in occasionally some enrichment type things like poetry and trying to think of another one we do, sometimes picture study, things like that. So we decide what our main ones we're going to do together, and even those have changed some. So for me, especially last year, my 2 older ones split off with science, so I didn't make them do the science units. We did animals and zoology, so that was kind of geared more towards the little ones, and the bigger ones did their own science. This year we kind of brought some of that back in, and my daughter is actually doing accredited health science this year, but she has sit in on some of our science units. There's been a few that I've wanted her to participate in. So that is one of the things we do with that. And then history we all still do together. The older ones just do their own projects and things like that to enrich theirs, make it a little bit deeper, because I'm giving her credit for her American history this year. So that would be what the staple things that we do as a group, and everything else is individualized and they work at their own pace and schedule. So.
Yeah, same here. So tip number 3, are we on number 3?
Yeah.
Is teach to your older ones. I've always done this, and it actually works out really well. No matter if we're doing hard history or deep concepts, if you teach to the older ones and you have those good conversations and the deeper history and the deeper this, your little ones, they grab on so much more than you even realize. And actually, probably when they go through it again the 2nd and 3rd time, they will actually know so much. And so one thing that I do is I have, I've got them from Hobby Lobby, those like black hard sketchbooks, you know, with they're little, like this big. Yeah. And all my younger ones, they get to have a sketchbook while we're doing some of our history, and they are allowed to draw pictures of what we are talking about. And so I am teaching to the older they're in it, and I have been really surprised at all the stuff that they have picked up on.
They learn so much,
with
their being there. Yeah.
And so even though I'm teaching to the older ones, like all my stuff is picked towards them, I still go back and maybe do some smaller things with the younger ones that's more on their age level, but like I cater to the big ones. So that would be a tip number 3, to teach to multiple ages.
And tip number 4 for us is the time it takes to do things. Our olders have longer lessons than our younger ones a lot of times. So we're having to learn to split up our timing and how we do things. Some of our older ones are going to practices and leaving the house, and so times are changing. My oldest is in piano lessons, so one day a week she is actually, most of the time, sometimes I have to take her, she's with her grandmother, and so she takes school with her that day and does things. So we've had to split up read-alouds, we've had to split up just a lot of different things in that sense. And remember that your days are going to be a little bit longer sometimes too because of that. They are getting into harder math, they're getting into harder writing and different things like that. So we've had to learn to adjust to the days being longer and more split up and change through the years. So,
which that's been kind of hard, kind of sad.
It is.
I think it's harder on us as the homeschool moms because when they were younger, you know, you could do everything together and finish sometimes by 1, sometimes 2. Like you had a lot of times in the afternoon, but teaching to multiple ages, I have learned that my days are going to be way more full. So like when my big kids are going to a practice, that's when I'm doing maybe a craft, maybe an art project, maybe a cooking project, or what some of those more fun, silly, I won't say silly, things that we did with the others, I'm now having to do in the afternoon with my youngers, and then just spending the time with the olders to have, economics conversations. And so we're just busier.
Yeah, you said that. Like you've even split up your younger one to do school into the afternoon sometimes because you need the time in the morning before your kids go to practice.
Yes, which I don't love that, but it's what is working the best educationally for everybody in their schedule. I think I posted that on our mid-year update, so I'll post a link to that if you guys want to hear what I had to change and adjust to teaching multiple ages. So.
And it's going to keep changing as the years go on. It's going to adapt. And different seasons sometimes, or even, different weeks, we may all get everything, everybody's motivated and be done. So it does change in that aspect. But adapting and just being prepared for, life is just different with lots of kids and everyone's schedules. So it is. And it's a joy. It is. I love having all my kids there.
And I like seeing them do what they are interested in doing. And I'm grateful that we live in a state that they can be fully homeschooled and get to play the public school sports and go back and forth between both. So I'm grateful for that. But then again, we are on their schedule, like their time practices. So we have to adjust ours, which is okay.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us here today. We hope these tips and different things were helpful for you, and that you will like this video and join us here again soon. You can subscribe to our channel, and we'll be putting content out regularly, and we hope to see you all here again soon in another video. Bye guys.
Bye.